Hey there, this is Jordan Toronto with Discover Me TV, and I just wanted to say happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to put together a little compilation video of anyone that I've interviewed so far who I am a not-so-secret admirer of. I've already interviewed so many incredibly talented, wonderful, insightful people, and I've loved it so much.
My dream was to make it to the NFL.
Oh.
And yeah, that didn't work out. That kind of ruined me mentally in a way,
Yeah.
because I felt like my dream was gone.
But if you hadn't had that heartbreak, you might not have been on this path, right?
I would not be here.
Well, I think the world needs you as an actor too, so...
Man.
Do you have an agent or anybody out in New York or anything?
No, I'm all by myself.
So, anyone who sees this...
Wow, you have some real life stories here, so why not turn them into like a 4-minute YouTube quality kind of like, but we wanted to explore that YouTube world and see what can we do out there, right? It's just a brand new world. So, oh my God, so I went on stage and my heart was just beating. After that experience, I was just like, wow. And I'll never forget that like I really I grew from that experience. It was just like, if I can do that, and I actually got away with it. I kicked ass that night, and I don't know what happened. I think it's just like when you finally are in it, and you get out of your head and out of your body, it's just like, that's where the magic happens.
All right. Now, when you are holding one, now the same rules apply. They don't go around the fingers, but if you rub them together like that, they just kind of melt through each other.
That was especially fun for me.
Even though you were holding on to
it.
You felt it.
That seems wrong.
She felt it. Boom.
I'm going to try to create magic and music at the exact same time.
So I'm now using this audio looper, which loops sounds over and over, and I kind of create a song, live on stage using the magic props that I'm using. So that's actually one of the most fun things I'm doing these days.
I love it.
Is
there also like a pogo stick?
I have a pogo stick, yes. That's one of my oldest. I do a card trick while riding a pogo stick.
That's very fun.
Well, like you do.
Well, my story is a little bit unconventional. Sometimes it kills a party buzz when I tell the story when there's other actors. Long story short, my first time out, I got booked for a guest star, and it was like the main villain.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, I swear I had no idea what was happening. And now that I look back to the footage of that episode, I know exactly which was the first scene we shot, which is, I kid you not, the first scene I ever shot in my life.
Wow.
You know what the takeaway is? That I had no preconception of what was going on. I'm like, go in, do this, that. Everybody kept telling, just be yourself.
Right. It's hard to manufacture that again once you do start to have expectations.
Well, and later going on to other auditions, once I became an actor and then a working actor, it's hard to shake the have no expectations.
Right.
You know?
But that's where things work out. When you just walk in totally open, right?
When it's game time, you're present. You're the most present you can be and focused, and everything doesn't exist. Just create your own reality, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like the space between your ears is only yours.
Ooh.
And you create your own reality there.
I love that.
You have your perfect pool of blood that you can move around, you can cheat for camera. My customers know that they don't have to necessarily buy one every time that they need one. I went to the courthouse, I came up with my name. I was only 17 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The thing that I think separates people who actually do things once they have an idea is just going for it. It's like the Nike slogan, just do it. That's what I did. And those, the reputation has come after years and years of blood, sweat, and tears. Like, literally.
We first met a few months ago on a shoot for a proof of concept little short film that my husband and I have written. We'll show you a little clip of it.
I am your daughter, and you taught me to help people.
Things have changed and evolved since we were last together.
It's very strange, especially like when you get pregnant and you're not established.
Yeah.
But it's been really good, man. I've been meeting really great people, other people with kids, and I don't know, seeing that like the world that I was living in is not exactly the world that is out there.
So it's sort of like just widened your perspective.
Yeah, because honestly, being 100% transparent, it was maybe my biggest fear to get pregnant.
Wow.
My biggest fear in the world.
Wow. There you go.
And then it happened, and then so like, bam, like, what is this? But it was just also another good thing to happen, you know?
I finally found an agent, but when I started auditioning, everything was terrifying. Everything was life or death. I'd have one line and I'd walk in and go, okay, I'm ready. And I would and literally everyone was scared for me. They're like, oh, baby, oh, are you okay?
You're like, that's really the impression I want to make.
Yeah. Have fun and other people will come to you.
Oh, were you like, that was like a very like light bulb moment?
Yeah.
Isn't that so true? I love that. And that's true in anything. But especially nice for people to recognize in acting instead of being so serious. Like, you're having fun, I want to play.
Yeah. And you have moments where things go off kilter or you feel you're not in your bones and things are not quite clicking. You just have to breathe and go, it's all good.
It's all good. Have you been acting all your life?
Pretty close. People always ask when I started, and I don't know. I read too much as a child, like at the dinner table, at the breakfast table, going up and downstairs. My parents did midnight raids on me to make sure I wasn't reading under the covers. And then I went to an elementary school with some public arts funding, and they had a class play every year, and I did my first one, and I was like, this is like mainlining reading.
So you have a twin? That's so cool.
It is. I highly recommend it.
If you can make it work, which you don't usually have control
having
over.
a fraternal twin is the best deal around.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I honestly think growing up that way had something to do with my acting ability. I was never alone. Like, I was always aware of another person. I always was aware that she was a full human being with her own feelings and experiences. And I think that kind of strengthened my empathy muscle pretty early on, along with the reading, the imaginative exercise and all that. But I think just like always having someone really made me aware that there are lots of someones. I'm with a chorus, the Trans Chorus of Los Angeles, so nice. I'm like, in that world like nice. As often as I can be, and it's as warm and loving as it gets, and it can't always be that way, because we're not all there yet, but I at least have places where I can go and people that I can be with who know my pronouns, who do their best to use them, and who, just, and you don't even see it as like that big of a thing.
Right.
I didn't discover myself as a writer until Penn State, because that's where I wrote my first project, Junior, screened across the world, won awards, nominated for awards. So if it wasn't for Penn State, I don't think that I honestly would have, started.
You wouldn't have like tapped into that piece of you.
Never.
Were you just always like, I'm a performer, I'm an actor? That was your whole life from childhood on?
From childhood on, actually starting at the age of 8.
Nice.
My mom showed me this movie called Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, starring Bette Davis. I remember watching it, not knowing exactly what Bette Davis was doing, but I fell in love with whatever that was.
Oh, neat.
And it was like, okay, I want to do what that is. What is that?
Right.
Yeah. And my mom was like, that's acting. So that's where the love.
So neat.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where the love started from. But that part of me never, it came to life, or was birthed rather, at Penn State. Yeah.
I love that.
I will always give kudos to my training for that.
That is so neat. In the midst of your training, that you thought that you realized there was some other creative.
There was something else. I was completely open.
That's neat, and that's kind of why, probably, right?
Right, and I knew I needed to be. I knew I needed to be open to something, because I was closed to whatever it was. Didn't have a name to it, and I knew that I would find that discovery in an intense program like grad school. Yeah.
And I love that you were like, I didn't have a name for it. Which at 8 you didn't have a name for it either, but you were like that. I
Oh
want
my
it,
God, right?
That's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
So those are like different kind of milestones, it seems
Yeah.
like, in your like sort of life as an artist.
It's good, right? Yeah, it is good.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up all over the place.
Oh, that's sort of wonderful and interesting, right?
Yeah, it's good. It shaped me. I was a very shy kid.
Oh.
Like silent. I was very observant, and they would call me precocious, but I was just scared out of my mind. My introduction was, I'm gonna be goofy.
Right. That's how I'm gonna kind of like assimilate myself into this new
I'm just
situation.
gonna be the fun, goofy new girl.
Oh, good.
And I honed in on that.
So that worked out.
Yes,
Time and time
never
again.
left. Never left. But it also kind of hurt me into puberty because I would dumb myself.
Yeah.
I was scared to be powerful.
So now do you feel like you're getting, kind of finding your inner
I
badass
am.
a little bit?
I feel like a woman, and that takes time.
Because you had a lot of opportunities to be like, and now in this new place,
Yes,
who am I going to be here?
Exactly, and that's what it did feel like, an acting opportunity with each play. Who am I going to be in Pennsylvania?
Right. Well, I'm so excited to keep following your career.
Yeah, thank you.
We met doing a showcase.
Yeah.
And she was so hot in that audition, and I was casting that, and I remember being like, Matt, you have to watch her. I love her so much.
Oh my
so,
goodness.
Anyway, yeah. That's how we met, and I loved it.
Here, feel. No, it's okay. That's actually really nice. That's soft like a Hawaiian roll.
Consider me a possibility.
We are old buddies. Not old. We are we're not old. We are just, historically friends from Cleveland, from our hometown. We did shows together in high school. So it is super fun that we're here together in LA today.
I've actually seen you play Cinderella.
I know. And she was my evil stepmother. Yes.
She had a beautiful voice.
Aw, so is she. So that's fun. It's just like a little mutual love fest here about that. Your band is Hootenanny?
Yes, I have the LA Hootenanny.
The LA
And that's
Hootenanny.
one project I sing with, and we are 12 people. We are a collective of country-loving freaks.
I love that.
Yeah. It was 3 different bands who were losing members,
Yeah.
and we all just started jamming. And within a few months, we were getting booked at other places. Had to come up with a name, had to jam us all up on small stages.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's so sweet. Was that like
Yeah.
so satisfying when you guys realized that you were like, we're just like making something new?
Right, that people wanted. I mean, I didn't know a ton of country, and it was my friends, a bunch of them being from Texas. Check out this song, check out this artist. And now I'm quoting Willie Nelson, the life I love is making music with my friends. We're enjoying it.
'Cause it's
We
like for
love
love.
what we do. Exactly.
That's how it should be.
It's about watching an audience come alive.
I know. And
Or get excited.
I love being in the audience and like witnessing something and like experiencing something with an audience. Like that is, does that just like make you?
That's everything.
cry? When you feel recognized by somebody else's creation, somebody else like said something that makes you feel known and makes you feel connected.
Or
That's,
someone
like,
else
the
feels
point.
that way?
Yes.
I was just at something called Gritty in Pink. It's these women. It's a women of
That's
collective.
an amazing
Oh
name.
my God. And I was watching this woman, and she really spoke to me, and she came out and she just said, ladies, just so you know, you're not the only ones who feel that way.
Oh.
I thought, that's exactly what your song was saying to me. I've been writing songs under the name Jukebox Jessie.
Is she going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland someday?
I don't know. You have to sell lots of albums for that. We'll see.
But like, that's what it's not about for you that much, right?
It's really not about selling. It's really about performing and, like I said, connecting with an audience
I
and
love
being
it.
up there. Sometimes I just lose myself. It's the best thing I do.
I'm not a secret admirer. It's not really a secret. I just love them. I just think they're fantastic. I love the idea of just telling you people that I admire, telling you people I think who are fabulous, and doing less in an industry that can be so full of competition and comparison, and making it more about connection and collaboration. And just all these people that I've interviewed so far, and the people that I have in mind to interview in the future, everyone is just so extraordinary. And we can all move forward together. And there have been some incredible silver linings during this pandemic, where there have been opportunities for more collaboration and more just connecting without comparing, without competing. And I love that. That's something I love so much as I've kind of grown and gotten older now as a writer and producer and a casting person myself these days. I have found more and more love in just those connections that I make and in those discoveries of more and more people, because all of us can express and coexist and move forward and succeed together. No one is in competition with anyone else. And I don't know, that's just something I wanted to share today. Let's all just get through together, making those connections as much as we possibly can. All right, thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye.